Alright, welcome back to the NRA's Cooldown Room. We're here, episode 7, reaching the end of the regular season here. There's only 3 races left after the race that just happened here this weekend. We stay on the trend of rotating manufacturer drivers, so we have Red Font, who is, yes, now a Toyota, if you haven't kept up. He switched from KGS to Doge and is now the driver of the 19, no longer the 88.
Oh,
So, yeah, that's why he's here this week. And yeah, it's a red font. Yeah, okay. Um, we're just gonna get into the first thing right now. Just go smoothly through all this. Just reactions from the race, pretty much. Just thoughts, all that. Go ahead, red font.
Uh, Smile deserved when I punted him into turn 3. That was completely deserved.
That's all you got to say about the race.
No, I mean also the speeding penalties were stupid. You could not get off of turn 3 and slow down enough to get into the pits without like being a grandma on the track and risking somebody running into the back of your car.
I didn't speed once.
Yeah, okay, Mr. Goody Two Shoes. People need to learn how to brake too. My back bumper was destroyed. Kind of it, really.
There you go, over to you.
Um, First of all, that appeal has been rejected if you sent one already. Anyway, now that you said that he deserved it, so I haven't even taken a look at the thing yet, but hmm, you know, people can argue, people can complain, people can get mad over the fact that they got caught speeding on pit road. It's not my fault that you know people are like drivers are deciding. You know what? Let me brake at the exit of 3 and see how far, how the brakes work. Like I see people diving it in there, other people that are like, you know, I'm surprised nobody like second decision, like a second decision, and like, you know, just aborted entering pit road at all. Like you're obviously going 100 miles an hour. You're gonna get hit with a speeding penalty. Just you're nowhere near it yet. Just go do another lap and see if you can get a better entry. Like you're not like pretend you're Austin Dillon, really. It's like, and then you got
Okay, but
people
then
complaining.
that can ruin your race because then you can fall behind.
Well,
Well, it's
it's
not
not
my
as bad
it's
as
not my fault
speeding.
that nobody can drive. Like it's better for you to miss entrance on pit road than get caught speeding and then it ruins you. Ask Tanuki. He's out of the in-season challenge because of it now.
Yeah, and we'll
One
get to
simple
that
Yeah,
later.
mistake.
that's too bad because I managed to finish I think 6th. So
Something like that. You let Rover pass you on the front stretch.
Yeah, I saw the whole thing. It
don't
was
do
pretty
not
funny.
bring that up. I won't.
Well, you
I saw
and
the
I
replay.
mean, we now have to attend the cameraman's funeral because you ran over the camera. Actually,
Wait, I did.
um, yeah,
No,
you
that was
did.
Hank, I thought.
No, both of them.
Oh.
Red Font first, and then Hank finished the job.
Yeah, when did wait? Where? What part of the track?
It's in the race replay when I eventually catch up with everything. Oh my god, still got to do D1 and D2 replays, but whatever. You'll see it. You'll see it.
Okay.
Um,
Rest in
you're
peace,
you're
Joey.
done with your reactions, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking to Dega, but yeah.
Oh.
Dega, you're done
Mhm.
with stating your
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah.
Um,
Whatever.
I'm happy about Oda winning. I I mentioned it to him um after the race, a couple hours after the race, that people are still probably going to clown him that he doesn't have an extremely true win yet in D1, even though, because, I mean, everyone knows he wasn't the fastest car that race, but you still have to have good strategy to win a race, and he had the good strategy this race and won the race. So In my mind, it's a legit win because, you know, he got at least one of the two things completed to win a race. And as long as you complete one of them, winning a race is very possible. And he completed the more important one this race. Um, I am fine. Going back to the speeding penalty stuff. With what Dega said about missing pit road, yeah, that would have been so much better for you to do because you lose probably what 4 or 5 seconds if you just decide to not go down pit lane and just try again next lap. If you speed, that's an extra like that's a 20-second loss. You go a lap down if you mess up. And
I feel like
I
because the
I
track
can
is
see
so
where that's
big.
coming from.
Yeah, I feel like when the track is so big, like Pocono, sure, like if this had this been Bristol, oh my God, it would have been really bad for some people. Because if you pit and you speed, you come down again. You're 2 laps down now. What does that mean for when pit cycles are done and you're 2 laps down and you can't get back on the lead lap because you're not in the lucky dog spot or whatever you call it. Meanwhile, at Pocono, it's kind of a little bit of a double-edged sword if you think about it, where the track is so big. If a caution comes out, you are in a better position to get your lap back. But considering who's running D1 right now, I don't think it really matters, does it?
yeah, and I was gonna actually
Dylan is
get
the
to that
worst
next.
host of all time.
I
I'm
was gonna
gonna
get to
get
that
that.
next. I That was the other big thing I took away from this race is there's a lot of inconsistency all of a sudden when it comes to the officiating in D1. And I've told Dega this multiple times. I'm kind of talking his ear off with me saying this, but he should just be the guy with the server when it comes to D1. Anytime he can show up to the D1 race and help out, it should be his server so he can make the caution calls instead of Dylan because we have now seen many instances, the two big ones being um, Daytona 500 and the most recent race of Pocono, where he just does not throw cautions for very obvious cautions.
Absolutely.
And
And getting to that point, actually, I just want to take a look here. The driver voice survey in the server came out. Out out of the 11 responses that have already responded to this forum, in the pie chart, 63.7% of people are in the agree side for we need a new host in D1.
yeah.
I mean, who
So
else would it
it's
be?
who I don't know. Me?
Me? Me whenever I retire? No.
No, it'd be
Well,
Dega.
okay. I mean, I've been kind of thinking about this in my head. Um, we all know now, unlike B-Dog, Blue will be retiring at the end of the season. We know that. It's been public for how many months already. And I was thinking, okay, he's not like I don't need someone that's knowledgeable in NASCAR right down to the core. I just need another pair of eyes so I can be able to like, okay, Blue says, okay, there's a spin in turn 3, tells me who's involved, how many cars is it, and if it's above 2, caution comes out, right? Or if there's like 2 cars flipping in the air, like Hank said, that's that because this is the problem. When you're recording, you want to be like a broadcaster recording. You want it to be like a broadcast recording. You want to be focusing on the leaders because that is your main talking point. I was in the middle of rambling about how Oda has been, driving like his life depends on it, fuel saving like crazy. He's managed to get up to the lead out of nowhere thanks to pit cycles and everything. And he is in a very good position to win this race. And I kept reminding Dylan, hey, look at the back. I'm not looking at the leaders. Oh, I'm looking at the leaders. Look at the back. That's where all the problems are. And he literally told me I'm like berating Fairstar. And again, I don't know why you'd want to berate someone that's running another league even though you are running this one. But like in my eyes, if you're not committed, then you should, just hand the reins over to someone who is really.
I'm sorry, you said Fair Star?
Yes.
Yeah, fair stars
So
league.
Dylan just wants the league to fall into the as somebody's 13th reason.
I don't know. It's so stupid. I'm trying to keep it together, keep my composure in the booth because it's difficult when people are not um how do I say this? Not committed to the bit,
I don't
right?
know if you remember, but I think uh season 6 Michigan
I
where
wasn't
we
there for that.
went like
Yeah.
he was like AFK majority of the race. There was no cautions thrown, no nothing. It was just green the whole time. There's maybe
Well,
8
that's
cars that
that's
wrecked.
another discussion because Dylan's internet's not reliable, and I don't think that's his problem. That
But he
is
was
something
in
that he can
game and he
fix.
was there. He just wasn't paying attention.
I don't know. I feel like like I, it's a trend. Okay, it's a trend that I've noticed when we hit the final 5 races of the regular season before the playoffs. That's when officiating takes a huge landslide. Like 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 the curve just takes a huge free fall, and competence is just rock bottom. Look at previous seasons, right? Look at season 7. Officiating, okay, it wasn't perfect, but it was present. Okay, and if you look at you know later down the line when the soaring situation happened, then we went back to MWRT. Oh, we
Being
went to
United.
United actually. That is when Dylan just you know took the took his hands off the wheel. Like when um drivers get involved in really big crashes in NASCAR, they take their hands off the wheel so it doesn't
Yeah.
give them a really big injury. It's kind of like that. The car's loose. He doesn't want to deal with a a bigger problem like a personal injury or whatever. So he lets go of it and lets nature run its course. Let the drivers, fight each other until there's no one left standing. And
Let Jesus take the wheel.
yeah, not even Jesus. Like he doesn't even let him. I'm sorry, but like we've come to a point, and this is a very hot take. Now we've come to a point where if we don't find someone competent or find a group of people that are competent, and that's another problem. All the competent people, B-Dog, King, Oda, they're all still driving in D1, right? I'm the
Okay,
only one
there's
that
no
can
mention of me. Okay, nice.
like because like look at when I was hosting D2 by myself. Okay, look at that. I missed a few cautions. I missed a few calls, right? Now, when B-Dog finally um has had the chance to join me in the booth in D2, and then it was just us two, and then the occasional Kingatronics and Smile just for some reason just be existing
Oda as
there.
well.
Oda, yeah, how Oda's mostly driving. He's driving now,
Not
so he
last
can't really
season.
be here. Yeah, even that. If you take a look, you had more consistent caution calling, more consistent, officiating. It's clear cut. It was very strict, and I tried doing that at Pocono, but some people didn't resonate with me during that race. And that's kind of what drivers and other people have come to think of me now as the stickler. I'm the one that they fear because I see everything. When in all honesty, I don't. I don't see much, especially when the field gets spread out. Now, bring them to Daytona. Fine, I can see everything. Put them on Bristol, that's when problems start. Put them on Pocono, and then I can't see anything. That's how big is Pocono again? Like
I
one of the
think it's
It's close
over
largest.
to
2 miles.
2 miles. Yeah.
Yeah, and it has what the longest front stretch in like NASCAR history, right?
Got the
Apart from
yeah,
Mex.
longest straightaway.
Yeah, like maybe I don't know. Is Mexico City's
Well, I guess
longer?
Mexico City would probably be
But
longer,
they're not on the
but
schedule
yeah,
anymore,
in the
so
But
NRA.
think about like oval straightaways and road course straightaways.
yeah, Indy and Pocono. Those are the two big flat super speedway tracks that everybody like talks about, and it's hard to officiate tracks that get bigger and bigger in size, unless you do pack racing. Then I can see
I think
everything.
you need more officials the bigger the track gets.
I feel like that's a problem. That is a problem. We don't have enough officials.
I mean, with the crash out King had yesterday after Pocono, it was yesterday, right? I can't remember.
Yeah, well, yeah, yesterday.
I think he doesn't have much longer in this league before he gives it up.
Well, me personally, looking at how everything has gone on, and I've also shared the same opinions. When the age verification system came out, I remember talking B-Dog Zero off literally like 2 nights ago. How I just wanted to like leave the league after like shut down my Roblox account at the end of the season because I don't want to, you know, officiate in a league that I can't talk to anyone with. Like I've basically become redundant. I need a translator now too. So like now with the D1 complication, where Dylan for some reason is in the 18 plus range and I'm in the 18 plus range, it's funny because Smile sent me clips of like incidents and he's typing in chat. Did you see that? I can't see what he's saying either. So like, I don't get that visual cue. I don't get that um, chat cue to like spectate Smile. I can't see what's going on until after the race unless someone gives me, you know, uh, a heads up, like after the race. Not in real time like how we've always run this stuff, right? And that's frustrating. It's very frustrating.
I think Roblox will roll it back eventually because of all the
They
backlash
won't.
it'll
They
get.
won't. If you
But
keep up with their dev posts, they won't. They're set in stone with this technology.
it's just
Don't have
so
faith in Roblox.
stupid.
Don't have
Because
faith in them.
majority of the people are in 13, 15, but it's like King got 21 plus and he looks like he's about 4.
Babyface.
Yeah, like this dude genuinely looks like Michael. I forget his last name. You know who I'm
Whatever.
talking about, though, right?
I don't know. I just think that we're at that tipping point again where people are speculating this might be the last season.
I feel like eventually I'll need to stop because of like social life and football, and I'm gonna run track and whatnot. But it's like kind of with the free time that I do have, I enjoy doing this, but then when I get into races like that, it's just purgatory. I have to deal with getting sent into the wall every single time. It just makes me mad, and that can kind of influence somebody
That's
into wanting to quit or
that's another thing because everybody loves NASCAR. Everybody here loves stock car racing. Nobody wants to deal with the dumbasses that are on the track. That's the only problem.
and I'm going to say this, Smile is one of the stupid ones, I suppose.
Like you have people that are just inconsiderate for each other's space, and you can tell just based on how they're driving who has the learners and who doesn't, has never touched a steering wheel in their life.
I think the way I used to drive, I definitely looked like I've never driven before, but now I'm a little bit more laid back and
Yeah,
I'll only do something if somebody does something to me. But the
yeah,
thing is, like, it's just like the bumblebee kind of, once disturbed, it'll geek
yeah, and then
out.
well, after geeking out, it's usually death. I'd like to add that. Anyways, enough chit chat about how
Yeah.
everything and everyone is wrong about every single opinion known to man.
All right.
What's the
We're
next one?
gonna. The next section is the shocking slash disappointing driver of the race, in your opinion. So again, Red Font, you will start us off.
Say it again.
Your most like shocking or most disappointing driver of the race.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say Colonel running up front majority of the race, because, you know, is it a he or she? I don't remember.
I think it's a she.
Pretty
Well, we
sure.
just say I just say
I'm just gonna say
them.
them.
I just say
Yeah.
them. I don't want to sound offend. I don't
They
want to
do.
offend
Them running like, up front so much is kind of out of the ordinary. Like, it's not ordinary, is what I'm trying to say. You don't
anyone.
really see them running up front because, like, I think D4 Phoenix when I had the beef with him, he was like so far behind
Hmm.
constantly.
Yeah, and I guess the reason why I think because I agree. I agree. Colonel, big shock. Number one, getting to that point is now. I don't want to say, you know, Colonel was the better car, but I guess kind of the blue effect. If you mind, if you think about that, having a golden horseshoe stuck up your bum. Thanks to Tanuki slipping up on pit road, Colonel is now in a Ty Dillon situation coming into what, Indianapolis, or is it
Yeah,
Watkins Glen?
Yeah,
Indy.
Indy.
Yeah, where you have someone again, just like Blue last season, nowhere like pace that does not translate to you know winning material going all the way to their respective finales, right?
Yeah.
Colonel, of course, in season finale at Indy, and who was Colonel going up against again? I forgot.
Iron.
Oda
I
or Iron,
Iron,
sorry.
and then you have Blue last season, who thanks to a lucky break at Indy after the chaos that happened in 3 and 4, manages to win, punches himself into the playoffs, basically steals a spot from a deserved driver. Um, Mostly Iron. I will say that. Defend him once. And, you know, thanks to again a golden horseshoe, he's all the way in the championship four. And if I remember correctly, he was in prime position to win that championship with 2 to go. And then he fumbled the bag like so hard it was actually laughable.
Yeah, he fumbled it out of two. He had a
Yeah.
shot and yeah, spun himself.
I talk about myself a lot, but I'm gonna say this too. D3 last season, after Daytona, I got the nuke of penalties put on me. I think I was 20 below the cut line going
Yeah,
to
you're
like New
welcome.
Hampshire,
Yeah,
and
you're
then
welcome.
I win, and then like don't show up for Martinsville, and I was like in, or no, I won New Hampshire, didn't show up for the rest of the races, and then went to Las Vegas, won Las Vegas to lock myself into the championship four, and didn't show up to Martinsville.
Yeah,
I
and
can see why people were mad because of that, but like with the amount of wins I had that season, I feel like I definitely did deserve a spot in the championship four.
and that's another reason why we changed the playoff format now is because the blue effect. I like to call it the blue effect now because
Yeah.
that's what it is. Where you can, it's not really, coincidental, but you can be strategic. Win early in the regular season, score enough points so that you're like, what, first seed or whatever into the next round. And then, mind my French, half ass the rest of the playoffs and win when necessary. You can skip 2 races. You can show up to the last one, and because of how inconsistent the performance of this league is, you can basically just have just pray that everyone else is like really, really bad or has like horrible attendance, and you can get to the next round easy, right?
Yeah.
And that's why we changed it. Now it's all about consistency throughout the entire season while maintaining that playoff aspect just to spice things up a little bit. Give it a little bit of a gimmick.
I'm just gonna go into my take. I don't even know if Dega did his or not.
I said Colonel. Colonel,
Okay.
my shocker for me.
Um, I was I wasn't really shocked by anyone, 'cause like I could say Oda for the shock, but like it's strategy. It's a strategy win, so I'm not gonna go crazy shock, especially after he pulled a very similar strategy at Sonoma. It's not a crazy shock now. So I'm actually gonna go disappointing, even though it's not crazy disappointing. But Iron, this race, he never really ran top three at all that race. That race, he was stuck in the midfield the entire race. Granted, he got screwed over in stage one, but he still had multiple opportunities to redeem himself and get back up front, but he just never did.
Yeah, he never did. Yeah.
Never got back up to the top three. I want to say he
Or-
finished P4 in the race or something like that.
I believe so. I think it was
But
just like in the bottom half of the top five, really. So I think P4, P5, maybe P5.
I will
P4
go
actually, if
check
I
real quick.
remember.
I'm pretty sure it was a
Because it
P4
was
for him.
Oda, then Queso, then you, then Iron.
Yep, it
And
was a
then
P4
three
for
cars all
Iron.
at once. Yeah.
So it would have been a P2 for Iron if, let's say, Oda and Queso run out, but still. And yeah, his stage points, you can tell he didn't do well because he only got 9. So,
Yeah. Really bad
no,
showing for
yeah,
that 20 car today. Not 20, 11
20,
car
that's
today.
Oda. It was a good showing for the 20 car.
Very good show. And oh my god. Now that I think about it, oh, Queso, man. Man, he was trying to catch. I
You,
saw he was
I don't know about
trying.
that. He was
He
losing
just
time.
couldn't
I was
Queso being on
racing
the
that
couldn't
lead lap
game.
find
at the
the
end
speed.
was one of the more stupid things I saw. Because he was 6 laps down, and then for some reason he gets put back on the lead lap. And why
Hank,
didn't we do that for me at D3 Homestead? Why didn't we do that for me
Well,
at
that's the
D1
thing.
Talladega?
I don't
That's the thing
know if
because
Hank
if
was
you look at the
actually,
broadcast,
I don't
if
know,
you no, we're
was
talk.
he?
I think it's King that we're talking about. King if is like gone for how long? Comes back is like how many laps down or whatever. I'm not really sure what we're doing here, but you know,
Queso was 6 laps down.
yeah, Queso also a few laps down. But in terms of Queso, I think
He said
okay,
he was
this is
going AFK every
that's the
time and
thing.
got perms.
That's the thing. Queso always goes okay, and rule stipulations say as long as you come back in the next like 10
Couple of
laps, you're
laps.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't do a G money and sit the rest of the race out, then you're good. But again, brings back that officiating point that we were talking, complained about earlier. And it brings me to King, actually, who said he lagged or something? And even if you lag, you still have to ask for perms, right? And King isn't within reason to, ask for perms. He's in our age group. And he can say, okay, I lagged, can I merge? Never said anything about it. And what baffles me is that I talked to Dylan. I mentioned it to Dylan, and he said, "Okay, he's on the lead lap," and I'm like, "He's on the lead lap? If he's on the lead lap, then what does that mean for drivers like uh, like Queso, or maybe if we think way back, you know, G Money or something? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Make it make sense, right?
Mhm. All right. Well, we're gonna move on to the next segment, and this is the final time we'll have this segment in the whatever we might talk about in a bit next week. But it is predicting in-season challenge winners. Everyone's bracket is busted. There's no way anyone has the final predicted correct. It is Colonel versus Iron. We've mentioned it a couple times. Tanuki sold away the chance to beat Colonel by speeding on pit lane. I'm pretty sure he made a last-ditch effort in turn 3 on the final lap, but didn't work. And then Iron placed ahead of King, but that was also a last lap move, I'm pretty sure, in turn 3. Iron got into King the slightest bit, and these are King's words. Iron barely bumped him, and supposedly his car went fully around. But I did see it. He did overcorrect. I think he still had a shot at saving the car, or at least going up into the wall and saving it. But I think Iron
Absolutely.
still
No,
would have
he
got
wall
ahead.
tapped. I saw him. He went.
Yeah, it was a really bad wall tap. Hit the wall with a
He
really bad
got
angle.
sent up high into the wall, and then like wall popped, and then
Yeah,
was like
Yeah,
spinning.
you could see a glimpse. Smile sent me footage. You could see a glimpse of it. So
yeah.
that was a
But
problem.
yeah. So the in-season finale is Iron versus Colonel at Indianapolis.
Give me Colonel.
Ugh.
Well, uh, uh, I don't know. I don't know. This is difficult. Riffon, who did you pick yet, or what's going on?
He just said
Say
Colonel.
Colonel.
Just said Colonel, really? Oh. And okay, well, let's think about it. Okay, last lap passes that Hail Marys, really. So I don't know. Okay, well, I'll say this. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're Delulu, we're in a 2-2, got a pooper complete doo-doo. Colonel will win this in turn 4 on the final lap. Lakers in 5.
It makes a comeback.
No,
Um,
I think Iron is gonna sell like Tanuki did.
Oh, it'd be the best thing. That would be the best. That would be a highlight of the entire season if Iron just finds a way to sell it.
it would be. He would get flamed a lot by specifically
Pull a
Gigatone.
Ready
smile
to flame
bottle.
him in K-Stars League again, bro. Oh my
Mm.
god.
But I have to pick Iron for this, even though literally every time we've said the chances of Colonel actually moving on are so slim. I mean, you've got to think it's finally gonna happen this time, especially like if we compare to real life with the Ty Dillon thing. Everyone's saying it right now. Um, if it stays true, we're in for Colonel to screw up in stage one and basically take herself out of it right away. But I Iron's been consistent with not making huge mistakes this season. I don't think
Absolutely.
he's I don't think he's sped um under green all season. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
The only time he's had issues on pit lane were because
Hurdle.
the car didn't fuel itself. But
Well,
yeah, I we know Iron's probably going to be faster at the track. I think at Fall League, Colonel wasn't even really that fast either when we went there. Because I'm pretty sure Colonel was at that race and she was like P9 or something like that during the
something like
race.
that.
And
Yeah,
that was
absolutely.
racing with a lot of D1 drivers. But again, that was also before Colonel. That was like very early on rookie Colonel. Now we're very far into the season, and Colonel has found some steps, found a couple of gains through the season, and has definitely improved this season. But yeah, I can't pick against Iron here. I think he's too consistent with being safe at these races. Um,
Absolutely.
Now it's time to finally move on to the last thing, and that is predicting our race winners next week. It is the Brickyard 400 Crown Jewel race. This
Hurdle.
is Crown Jewel number
Oh,
3 of the season, I'm pretty sure, right?
yeah,
It
third
would
crown
be.
jewel. We did
Yep,
the 500 and the 600 already.
yep. So those races have been won by Jova and or not Iron, but Smile. So, and we've had a fall league race on this track, so there was a lot to see about this track. So, Red Font, go ahead with your predicted race
Hurdle.
winner.
I got me. I've come up short so many times at somewhat flat out tracks. I feel like eventually I'll get one of them.
Okay. Let's think. I think, and you know, I want to be a little bit daring here again. Well, not really daring, just more um, insightful, I guess, with this. But let's look at Fall League. Let's look at how the Indy race turned out. Let's also look how practices before that race turned out. In my opinion, I think that it's either going to be like a tight race between maybe B Dog or Smile, but I think even though B Dog won fall race, kind of was a sell from Smile, but I think Smile might have a chance here to really shine again. And he said it on record with me a long time ago, and even a few days ago, that Indy is a very strong track for him. He feels he can really execute well, and you know, looking at Smile's history with tracks that used to be on the F1 schedule, that kind of connection there. I'd say he has a little bit of an edge over B Dog in this situation, but again, it's very slim here. You can't really put your finger on it definitively and say yes, this driver, because every single advantage going into this race too. Very strong performance at Pocono.
I've
Indy,
I've been good at Indy in previous seasons in all
very
divisions.
yeah, strong performance at Indy. Similar track style, single groove kind of, mostly around Indy. So
For the most part,
it
unless
mo
it's the
it
final lap and
mostly
Smiles bottling it.
yeah it mostly comes down to who's got the better line
I'll be right back.
and oh okay the better way around the track. Honestly,
Yeah. I don't know how much of a dark horse pick this is, but give me Queso for this race. It's updated track. It's Indianapolis, which if we know anything about Indy in tracks like Indy
kind of
being a flat track and just how long it is, how long the races are, it's going to be a fuel race, which means Queso is going to come up with some sort of strategy. And when we were in Fall League, he was showing a good amount of speed, and and now obviously, like I said with Colonel earlier, he is now much more experienced when it comes to racing around
kind of
people in this
mm,
league.
mm, mm, mm-hmm.
So I believe now, especially after racing with everyone, knowing who knows strategy, who doesn't, how to drive around certain people, I think he can break through and get his first true win in D1 here at Indianapolis this weekend.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, Red Font's gone, so if you just want to kind of
Yeah,
out the door, I
I'll
guess.
finish it up right now. He won't be here for it. But yeah, that is the end of this episode of the Cooldown Room. Um, next week we'll have a Chevy for episode 8. We will only have, let's think. After next week, there's only 2 more races in the regular season.
Yeah, very exciting.
So, and playoffs are looking semi-tight at the moment regarding who makes it in and who doesn't.
Mhm.
But oh, and I guess I didn't mention this. I'm gonna self-glaze myself, but I am officially locked into the playoffs with 3 races left to go. I gotta do more math, but I think there's a chance Oda can lock himself in at Indy this week. But we won't know that until after the Indianapolis weekend, one of the biggest weekends, but also has produced not great racing the past 2 seasons. Season 6, I literally led 90% of the laps and was ahead by like 8 seconds at one point. And then obviously season 7 was the last soaring race, and we all know how that race went. So hopefully, based off what we've seen in Fall League, it'll be a good race, and there won't be a crap ton of complaining next week. But it's the NRA, so there will be complaining next week. So yeah, come back for next week to see how much we complain.
What I missed?
Bye.
We just ended the episode there, buddy. Want to
Oh,
say bye?
bye.